Okay, welcome to Menopause Madness. I have been kind of all over the map with my deciding to heal stuff and staying present at the same time. I know I recorded a previous video on that where I was having a major mood swing, um, and used the tearfulness moment as a form of meditation, and it was quite profound, actually. In the meantime, I have been kind of all over the map. And as one of the symptoms of menopause, not surprising. However, in keeping with my decision to choose to be present as much as possible in my life, I have considered two different routes to dealing with menopause. And here's how that went for me so far, up to this point. On the one hand, since I recognize and believe we are energetic beings, and I listen a lot to different teachers who discuss that, I can choose to give zero energy to the idea of menopause and not allow it to run my life. Just recognize it for what it is, which is an identification with my body and not an identification with my higher self, because my higher self is capable of healing it like that, right? You listen to like Joe Dispenza talk about these things, and you're able to recognize miracles do happen, and it's not like what some of us have been taught how it works. Okay, cool. That's one option. And the other option is to accept that it's happening and choose to change it. Um, which, choosing to heal yourself is still choosing to change it, but in the way that Joe Dispenza presents it, it's choosing to be grateful for healing having already occurred. I absolutely believe that's a possibility, and that it's a possibility for anybody who's dedicated to that method, that path. And until such time I am able to figure out exactly how to do that without making myself sicker in the process, thereby making it more difficult to stay focused, I will do that because I absolutely believe that's a possibility. In the meantime, what I've chosen after going off all of my supplements and attempting to unbecome myself, as Joe Dispenza's book talks about, I have gone back onto the supplements and have done some research and have actually gotten so excited about one particular company that just fell into my lap. And without getting into the whole story right now, pretty cool higher self moment. I've been a nutrition geek for a couple of decades now. And although I could choose to walk away from that story and be whoever I would like to be, I enjoy it. I enjoy being a nutrition geek. Um, I would also enjoy not having any health problems. So I'm open to receiving. Uh, so what I'm excited about and a little bit ditzy right now is this company that I found called Juice Plus, and they have tons of research backing their stuff, and it lines up with so many things I've learned over the last 2 decades, and especially in the last, we'll say, 5 years or less, about gut microbiome and how much it ties to your hormone health. Um, so the path that I've chosen and that I'm sharing a bit with you today, as a I know this may come across as spammy, and that is not my intention. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I am excited enough to see it as an option for helping other people, other women heal. It's very high in polyphenols, and polyphenols is one of our gut microbiome's favorite foods. The company itself is a very high vibrational company, creating a very high vibrational food, um, and putting it in the form of a pill without damaging any of the micronutrients or phytonutrients within the food. And if you have questions or you're skeptical, I understand. I've done a ton of research on it, and I can answer those questions if you pose them in the comments. Or you can follow me on my business page on Facebook called Love Yourself Life Coaching hyphen Kim Skeef. I also have a group that's a private group within that business page on Facebook called Hormone Haven Healing and Hope, where I discuss and share a lot more about hormones on there. So, all of that to say, it these polyphenols coupled with particular amounts and types of fiber um, creates a byproduct from your by balancing your gut microbiome. It creates a byproduct called butyrate, which then in turn creates metabolites and creates more balance in your hormones, which are the biochemical messengers between all of this bacteria. I recently watched a video by a man, Dr. Zach Bush, who has three board certifications, internal medicine, endocrinology, and hospice, which is practically unheard of. Most people don't go to all that trouble. And he's got a lot of knowledge around microbiology and um, gut microbiome. My side thought there that just happened is he also is very much about helping the planet by improving soil conditions and improving the bacteria levels within the soil, which is you know we are a reflection of the earth. Our gut is not healthy, the earth's gut is not healthy. So all of all of what I've been learning about this Juice Plus product has gotten me super excited. And in addition, they've got 48 clinical studies, double blind, placebo controlled studies showing how their product has helped, not just with hormones, with a ton of stuff. This is the route I have chosen. And again, if at some point the universe says, "Oh, here's the solution," honestly, here's what I'm looking at this point. As I support my body, I can choose to also meditate and um, create that healing, but without the support for my body, um, my ability to focus is almost non-existent. I truly recognize and believe that our beliefs matter and that we have so much more influence than what we believe, than what we realize. Um, than what we believe is what it comes down to. What you choose to believe will absolutely influence your hormone health. It just will. One of the studies that I found in my research with this company that I have now decided to start selling is a placebo controlled study using, they've got three different capsule choices, among other things. Most of the studies have been done on They're fruit and vegetable capsules, um, combined. And then this one also included, in addition to the fruit and vegetable, the berry blend capsules. They controlled for 8 weeks, I believe. I I'm not positive on that, but basically they controlled no, um no, I remember it was 4 weeks. Okay, so prior to the experiment of seeing the impact of taking these different pill combinations versus a placebo on how it would influence the constriction of your blood vessels after eating a high fat meal, they made sure that none of these people ate certain foods that would influence their polyphenol levels, um, which, for those of you who don't know what polyphenols are, it's what gives plants their color. So when they say eat the rainbow, they're saying eat polyphenols, lots of them. Um, and no, we're not talking about Skittles. So, lost my thought. It'll come back. They tested the blood levels prior to giving them the pill, whether that was the placebo, the fruit and veg, or the fruit and veg plus berry blend, and made sure what the levels were, and then tested again after giving them just one serving of these capsules. I think it was 2 capsules. Um, what they saw was the placebo absolutely did have an effect, as did the fruit and veg, as did the berry over time. And so tested it day 1, or they called it day 0. Then they tested it 3 weeks later and looked at the polyphenol levels, and they tested it 4 weeks later. After 4 weeks, the combination of fruit, veg, and berry all together created a 98% improvement in the blood vessels response to a high fat meal. So directly after eating a high fat meal, um, what the body's response is measured in 98% improvement using the combination fruit, veg, and berry. With the fruit and veg only, it was 62%. And I was unable to find, even with doing my own research, um, what the percentage is for the placebo. That's pretty significant. Um, why do I share these things? Because it's showing how much polyphenols have an influence on your health, and how your beliefs also have an influence on your health. Because the placebo, even though I don't have the number for it, based on what I saw, they had like a bar graph. Based on what I saw, I would say somewhere in the 40% range that they had with just the placebo. In other words, the participants telling themselves, "Oh, this pill is going to help." Obviously, the other side of that story is that what I have to wonder is how committed they were to that belief. Those people, those 40% people, um, because I've convinced that that would play a part. Also, though, until you're to a level of something outside of your body providing you with healing, and I don't mean, let me put that differently, something other than your thoughts, feelings, and actions providing the healing, um, your body's going to need support. It's a machine. It's a machine. So the way I choose to remain present during menopause and to help myself be supported in symptoms like scattered brain, symptoms like mood swings, depression, um, brain fog, hot flashes, night sweats, insomnia, is to improve my gut microbiome. And it literally improves so much about your health. Dr. Zach Bush gets into a much greater depth on how our body is basically pretty much run by bacteria. And this video is not going to get into all that, but it does absolutely make a difference. This coming from somebody who survived and healed from stage 3 colon cancer. Your gut microbiome absolutely does make a difference. Okay, so for those of you who have an interest in maintaining a creator versus victim mindset when it comes to your menopause health, this is the route that I've chosen. I hope this is beneficial. I welcome your questions and comments. I also welcome anybody who's interested in reaching out about the Juice Plus products because I'm after 20 years of studying, using, selling supplements, I've not been this excited about a supplement in quite a while. Okay. Take your power back, ladies. Figure out what works for you.